Good morning, students. So in the last class we discussed about effect of temperature on resistance and about temperature coefficient of resistance on resistivity, and we discussed some problems also, and a few more problems are there based on this, based on the effective temperature coefficient of resistivity and effective resistivity calculations will be there based on this. And so now let us see how to calculate them, right? So write a simple problem based on that. Two resistors R and 2R having temperature coefficients 2 alpha and alpha respectively or joined together. Find effective temperature coefficient of resistivity when they are joined in series and when they are joined in parallel, right? So now let us write this. So next here, so like I can write this as, we derived already in the last class, we derived already formula for this effective temperature coefficient when they are joined in series and parallel. So just let us write this expression here. So in series, you know the formula, this alpha effective will be equal to R1 alpha 1 plus R2 alpha 2 by R1 plus R2. So just you need to substitute those values here. Therefore this alpha effective will be equal to R into 2 alpha plus 2R into alpha by R plus 2R. R plus 2R. And therefore this alpha effective value will be equal to, so then R you can cancel here. So I can write this as 4 by 3 alpha. So that is alpha effective when they are joined in series. And similarly we know when they are joined in parallel. So in parallel, alpha effective is given by R1 alpha 2 plus R2 alpha 1 by R1 plus R2. So again substitute those values here. So R1 is nothing but R plus 2 alpha, R2 value, alpha 2 value is alpha. So R2 into alpha plus R2 value is 2R and alpha 1 is 2 alpha. So 2 alpha by this is R plus 2R. So that we can write this expression as, we can simplify this value as alpha effective is equal to, that alpha effective is equal to, you can simplify this as 1 plus, that means alpha plus here 4 alpha you will get. So 5 by 3 alpha. So that is in case of effective temperature coefficient when they are joined in series and parallel, right? So like that we can simply apply that formula directly when the combinations or when the resistors are joined in series and parallel. Next see here, sometimes when the resistors if you are using in laboratories, so when they are using in laboratories they won't mention those values anywhere there. So that value will be expressed in terms of some colors. And so that means you can observe some color bands on this, and so then if you are observing some color bands on that, by using that color bands we need to observe we need to express the value of this resistance there. Color coding of resistors. So color coding of resistors is nothing but we express the value of resistance in terms of the color bands here. So generally on the resistors, circular colored rings will be there, bands will be there. So with the help of those bands, we need to observe this resistance value there. Like suppose, so practically if you are considering this resistance like this, so practically the resistance will be there like this. Now here on this, to express its value, colored rings will be there. And so like suppose here one colored band will be there like this. Suppose here one colored ring will be there like this. And the next, that means three colored rings will be there somewhat closer to each other. And the fourth band will be there at some far away from each other. That means fourth color band will be there. So then fourth color band, suppose I am taking this one. So fourth color bands will be there, right? Now in this first, these are the general representation of the general on the resistance, such a bands will be there like this. And so now here the first two of these bands will represent the two significant figures of this resistance value, right? The first two, that means there will be some meaning for this or the value for this each color here. I will explain what are those values here now. So for each color there will be some resistance will be there, value will be there, and so then first two will represent the first two significant figures of that resistance, right? And the next this third band will represent the 10 power value, the multiplier of decimal value. That means we can simply say, I can clearly say it as the 10 power value. That means these two values will the two significant figures. The third band will represent the 10 power value, and the fourth band will represent the tolerance of the resistance. That means simply in the general meaning I can say it is a possible error in that. The tolerance is nothing but. So that means generally this fourth band will be of colors, like only two colors will be there, generally either gold or silver or no color, no band. That means fourth ring or fourth band was not there, only three bands will be there, no band in the sense. And so now here, so generally these are the colored rings, color rings or the color representation here. So to identify the values of this, so certain values will be given there. Like suppose to remember those values and for the different colors, different values are given. So to remember those values easily, we use the different notations there. Like suppose simply I can say that one of the notation which we will use here is like say B.B. Roy Great Britain has very good wife. Right? So that means to remember the color coding of the resistors, this is one of the simplest way of this. So B.B. Roy Great Britain has a very good wife. Or we can also mention this as B.B. Roy goes to Bombay via Gateway. So we can also mention like this. So I am giving the values now. So then these all the capital letters or the colors here. All the capital letters which we mentioned here, those are some colors. So that means this is black. This B means black, which value is taken as 0, and this is say blue, that is 1, and this is red 2, orange 3, yellow 4, and this is green 5, and this is blue 6, and here next capital is here violet 7, and this is gray 8, and this is white color 9, right? And so that is a representation of these colors here. So that means we can note that values as So this is, I can mention this as black value is 0, brown 1. So that means these are the colors and their coding here. That means this block, first one is block as I mentioned there 0, and the next one is brown 1, and the next one is red 2, orange 3, yellow 4, and this 5 green, and then blue 6, next violet 7, and gray 8, and white 9. That means if these colors are, for example, first two colors are any of these, then we mention those values there, numerical values. And the third color, as I said, it indicates the 10 power values. For example, orange is the third color, then we need to express it as 10 power 3. That is the meaning of the third band there. And so that means, for example, as I said here, suppose for these colors I am considering here. The first one is red, and the next one is suppose say blue, and the third one is say green I am considering here. For this combination, let us see how to write the values here, right? And so red, the first digit is red. So first significant figure, red means 2. So we need to mention its value as R is equal to 2, first significant figure. First band is the first significant figure, right? And the second band will represent the second significant figure. So second band is blue. So that blue means 6. So right? And so 6. And the third band, as I said, indicates the 10 power value, 10 per multiple, that multiplier. The third band is nothing but. So third band is green. So green means here 5. When it is 5, then we need to write it as 10 power 5. Got it? So first band will represent the first significant figure. Second colored band will represent the second significant figure. And the third band will represent the 10 power value, multiple value. And next, plus or minus. And the fourth band will represent the tolerance there. So for the tolerance, if the gold is there, then we consider it as 5%, and if silver is there, we consider it as 10%, and if no colored band means we consider it as 20% there, right? If for example, if you are taking this as a gold color, it is not actually gold here. If we are assuming that as a gold color, if gold color is given as a fourth band, then plus or minus 5% we need to write here. So if it is a gold, for example, then plus or minus we write the 5%. So this will be the resistance of this resistor, right? So with the help of that, we can identify the values of the resistance like that. So that means again remember, first color will represent the first significant figure, and second one will represent the second significant figure, and the third one will represent the 10 power value, multiplier value, and the fourth one will represent the tolerance. So the tolerance value, generally the fourth band will be of either gold or silver, or sometimes the fourth band won't be there. So if no band is there means then we consider it as 20%. So that is a percentage of this tolerance is there, 5, 10 and 20%. And to remember this color coding, generally we use different notations are there, that means different ways are there. This is one of the way there. BB Roy, Great Britain has a very good wife, or as I said, you can also consider it as a BB Roy goes to Bombay via Gateway. So that means like that also we can consider there. So that means then order will be all these capital letters or the representation of the colors here. So then black 0, brown 1, red 2, orange 3, yellow 4, green 5, and this is blue 6, and here next violet 7, and this gray 8, and then this white 9. So that is a color coding of these resistors there. Just mention a sentence there. After that you can note this. The values of carbon resistors can be expressed by color bands printed on them. In general, 3 bands on them, 3 bands on the resistor are close to each other, which represents the value of resistance, and fourth band far from these three bands in brackets write if any, gives the tolerance of the resistance. In three color bands, the first two color bands represents the values of first two significant figures. The values of first two significant figures. And third band represents multiplier. Third band represents multiplier, that is 10 power value. And the fourth band represents tolerance. Fourth band represents tolerance. Generally, fourth band is either gold or silver, or sometimes there will be no fourth band. The values of colors can be remembered easily as, you may note this value and note this values of these resistances also. And in the notes, when you are noting that these resistance, these values, write this example also. In the notes, mention this color here. Just write the first one as red, the second one as blue, and the third one as green, and this one as gold we are taking. And for the gold and silver also, let us mention those values here. So gold means 5%, and the silver is 10%, and no color means no band means it is 20%. That is the tolerance value here. And here you should also note, sometimes here this gold and silver may be there as a third band itself. So when it is there in the third band itself, then its values will be expressed as 10 power minus 1 and 10 power minus 2 here. If the third band is mentioned as either gold or silver, that is, I am saying here multiple values here. So when you are noting this, after this, continue these values here. So after writing this white, so then write this gold 5% and 10 power multiple. If it is in the third band, that means these values will indicate if that particular color is the third band. If that particular color is there in the place of the third band, then we need to consider the 10 power value. Similarly, sometimes the gold and silver may be as a third band, so then we can represent this value like this. 10 power minus 1 and 10 power minus 2 we can represent there. So that is a representation of this color bands here. So I will give another example here. I am giving another example here. So one side the resistance of this band, and so the first one is, suppose I am giving it as gray, and the next one is violet, and the third one is blue, and this fourth band is silver. Then let us see how to write the value of this resistance here, right? So first one is gray. So we know the gray means that is 8. So this will represent the significant figure. So that means it is 8. And the next one is violet. So violet is second significant figure, that is 7. Into third band is the 10 power, multiple values. So third band is blue. So that blue means it is 6. So it is 10 power 6 plus or minus. Fourth band is silver. So silver means it is 10%. So now this is the resistance of this band here. So like that we need to write this resistance values there. Got it? So that means first two will represent the two significant figures here. These two numbers here. The first color, first band will represent the first value, and the second band will represent the second value here, second digit here, and the third band will represent the 10 power value, and the fourth band will represent the tolerance. So sometimes there will be no fourth band here, then you need to consider the tolerance as 20% there, right? So that is the color coding of these resistors there. And sometimes you may observe this, you may observe the bands with the many bands there, like sometimes like 5 bands may be there or 6 bands may be there. That means 6 bands may also be there sometimes there. So that means in that case, practically for us in our syllabus only this part is there. So sometimes practically when you are observing the resistors in the laboratory, sometimes you may get some 6 bands also. In that 6 bands, that 4 bands will represent a value like this. That means 3 bands will represent the 3 significance, and the fourth one will represent the 10 power value, and the fifth one will represent the tolerance, and the sixth one will represent the temperature coefficient of the resistance. So that is not required for us. Only this up to this 4 bands it is sufficient for us, right? And this is important concept only, like in mains many questions they asked basing on this, and especially in the 2019 January session, almost in every session there will be one question basing on this color coding of the resistors there. So it's very important in mains point of view. Next, let us see the resistors connected in series and parallel, and after that I will start about this combination of the cells. So resistors in series, right? And so now here, suppose say when 2 resistors are joined in series here, I am taking the 2 resistors here. When 2 resistors are joined in series like this, that means when the resistors are connected end to end, then we can say them end to end such that same amount of current is flowing through them. Then we can say that 2 resistors are connected in series. So that means here amount of current will be same. The same amount of current will flow through them. Suppose I am taking this resistance as R1, R2, and suppose say current is I, and this is the potential difference is V here, right? And so now here, so first write the definition of this resistors, or when the resistors are said to be in series. When 2 or more resistors are connected end to end, when 2 or more resistors are connected end to end, such that same amount of current is flowing through them, then they are said to be connected in series. Then they are said to be connected in series. Consider 2 resistors R1 and R2 are connected in series as shown in figure. When resistances are in series, first condition what we can write is, the current flowing through them will be same. Like that means I can say I1 is equal to I2 is equal to I. So this current will be constant current is flowing through them, right? And then next, the next point what we can mention is the potential difference across this total combination. The total potential difference what we are applying here, that will divide across the cells here. That means if you are adding all those potential differences, you will get this resultant potential difference here. So V is equal to V1 plus V2 we can write, right? The sum of potential difference across each resistance will be equal to the total applied potential difference. And then just that fourth one we need to write this effective third condition we need to write like effective resistance here. So when the bands or the potential difference V is equal to V1 plus V2, then just we can use the Ohm's law here. Directly I am substituting that Ohm's law here. So this I can write as I into R, right? And this value is nothing but I can write this as I into R1 plus I into R2. So here we already mentioned that same amount of current is flowing through that. So that means Ohm's law if we apply for this, the potential difference across this resistance we can write as IR1, and potential difference across this resistance we can write as IR2, right? And therefore this I value you can cancel here. Therefore this R is equal to R1 plus R2 we can write. So that is the effective potential effective resistance equation here. So the effective resistance of this combination we can write like this. Got it? When two resistors are joined in series here. And so that means what actually we are considering here is, when the circuit is connected like this with the two resistors, then we can equivalently we are replacing the two resistors by a single resistance like this, such that same amount of current is flowing through this here. This is actual meaning here. We are replacing these two resistors with a single resistance. Got it? So that is nothing but our equivalent resistance or effective resistance meaning there. So now here we can mention some points here. So when n resistors are connected in series, so next I am saying suppose when n resistors are in series, so that we can write this as R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus and so on plus Rn. That means we can extend this formula here. When n resistors are connected in series, we can extend this formula. If for example all those resistors are identical, if all such a resistance are identical, if n identical resistors are in series, then effective resistance we can write as R effective is equal to, I can write like R plus and so on plus n R, that is n times. So that means n terms will be there here, n terms will be there here. Therefore this R effective we can write as n into R. So that means n identical resistors are there connected in series, then n effective resistance we can write it as n times the resistance of the each individual resistors there, right? So that is when n resistors are joined in series, and you can observe that when the resistors are joined in series, we can conclude that the effective resistance value will be greater than the individual values. That means then we can mention that as another point here, whenever the resistors are joined in series, the effective resistance R effective value will be greater than R1 when two resistors, for example I am writing for the two resistors, and this R effective value will be greater than R2. You can mention that as when two resistors are joined in series, the effective resistance will be greater than the individual resistors, either R1 and R2 values, right? And the next thing what we can mention is, we can mention about the potential difference ratio here. So like if when resistors are joined in series, for example if two resistors are joined in series, so for two resistors we can write this as the ratio of these potential differences. So that means V1 is to V2, or you can extend also if you want. Then we can write this expression as R1 is to R2, right? If two resistors are joined in series, then ratio of their potential difference will be equal to the direct ratio of their resistance only. Because this V1 we can write as IR1 and V2 we can write as IR2. I will be same when they are joined in series, you can cancel that. And this will be valid for n number of resistors also. That means we can write this as V1 is to V2 is to V3 is to and so on is to Vn. This value will be equal to R1 is to R2 is to R3 is to and so on is to Rn we can write. That means that can be either you can write for the two resistors or you can write for the many resistors also. Got it? So that is when the resistors are joined in series there. So that means you know already basic points regarding this. So that means you can remember these values equal, these values here. When different n number of resistors are joined, you can consider this R1, R2 and so on Rn. And similarly, if n identical resistors are joined here, NR you can write directly. And if the finally what we can conclude is when the resistors are joined in series, the resistance of the circuit is increasing. That means its effective value will be greater than either R1 or R2. And similarly, we can write the ratio of the potential differences, we can write it as a direct ratio of the resistances, right? And so next similarly, let us see when the resistors are joined in parallel. So that means two or more resistors are said to be joined in parallel when their ends are connected together and potential difference is applied across that combination there. When the ends of all resistors are connected together and that potential difference is applied across that combination, right? And so that means resistors in parallel. And so now we can consider this as suppose again I am taking for the two resistors here. We are applying potential difference like this. Got it? Now suppose say this is R1, R2, and here current flowing, this is I1 and this is I2, and the total current is suppose say I, and this is the potential difference applied V. That means now here parallel means write that definition. When the two ends of the resistors are joined and potential difference is applied across these two ends such that potential difference across each resistance is same, then the resistors are said to be connected in parallel. So that means the major condition there is two resistors or their ends are connected like this. The two ends of the two resistors are connected together, and then we are applying potential difference such that potential difference across them will be same here. So here same amount of potential difference will be there here. So the potential difference across them will be equal to same only. Either you may consider either for V1 or V2. So, right? So that means here I can write this as when resistors are in parallel, right? And so now let us mention some points like our previous conditions there. So then I can write this as when resistors are in parallel, what we can write is potential difference across them will be same. So V1 is equal to V2 is equal to V. So it is a potential difference there. And the total current flowing through that we can write it as the second point what we can write is the total current flowing through that combination here. So that means the total current is I, now it is dividing into I1 and I2. And so the total current we can express this as I is equal to I1 plus I2. and simply from this only we can convert, we can find the effective resistance here. So I can write this effective resistance as so from this simply we can apply the Ohm's law here. If you apply the Ohm's law here, then I means we can write this as V by R. This R is nothing but our effective resistance here. So right, and so then this is equal to, I can write this as V by R1. We can apply the Ohm's law for this. So V is equal to IR, the potential difference is I. So then we can write this as I1 value, we can write as V by R1. Similarly, for this we can write I2 value as V by R2. So then this is V by R2. Then V value we can cancel there. Therefore, this 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 we can write. So that is our effective resistance equation here. The effective resistance when the two or more resistors are joined in parallel, we can write 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 we can write. And for the two resistors we can write this value as, for the two resistors this R effective we can write as R1 R2 by R1 plus R2 we can write here. Right, for the two resistors. So this is general formula, and from that R value we can express like this, right? And so now here again this formula can be extended for any number of resistors there. So that formula can be extended for any number of resistors. Suppose I am taking like next point as if n identical resistors are connected in parallel, or let us write for the different resistors. If n resistors are in parallel, then what we can write is 1 by R effective is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus and so on plus 1 by Rn we can write. Got it? Just we can extend this formula for any number of resistors there. And next, suppose if I am considering like if all those resistors are identical resistors, if n identical resistors are in parallel, if an identical resistors are in parallel, then effective resistance we can write this as 1 by R effective is equal to, so 1 by R plus 1 by R plus and so on plus n identical resistors. This R we are taking as the value of each resistance there. So that means then we can write it as and so on 1 by R. Again these are n terms are there here, and therefore this 1 by R effective value I can write this as n by R, and therefore this R effective I can express this as R by n. So you need to remember this. When n identical resistors are connected in parallel, the effective resistance will become R by n. That means it decreases by n times there. And whereas when the resistors are joined in series, the effective resistance, and identical resistors are joined in series, the effective resistance will become n times the R, nr, and but in parallel it will become R by n, right? And so now here we can conclude that from all these calculations, that whenever two resistors are joined in parallel, the effective resistance will be less than the least value. Or in case of series, we are saying that the effective resistance will be greater than the largest value, and here the effective resistance will be less than the least value. Or you can say that whenever two resistors are joined in parallel, the effective resistance will be decreasing. Like suppose if you are considering like 100 or 1000 ohms, and suppose say 0.01 ohm are connected in parallel for example, then definitely what you can say is the effective resistance will be less than this 0.01 only you will get. So that is when they are connected in parallel. But if these two are connected in series, the effective will be greater than the largest value we can say. Here largest value is 1000. Then 1000, the effective resistance will be greater than the largest value. So you may mention that as the next point here. Write that when when resistors are joined in, that is our next point here. When resistors are joined in parallel, the effective resistance will be less than the least value in the combination. Will be less than the least value in the combination. Next, let us see this seventh point. That means ratio of currents. Like when two resistors are joined in parallel here, we are saying that current is different in these two resistors here. And so then here we are taking this I1 and I2 as a current here, right? And so that I can write this ratio of these currents here. I1 is to I2. This value we can write as, this I value is nothing but V by R1, and this I2 value we can write as V by R2, right? So that V value will be cancelled. Therefore, this I1 is to I2 is equal to 1 by R1 is to 1 by R2 we can write. That means this current is the inverse ratio of their resistance. So I can express also like this. For two resistors we can write like this, R2 by R1, right? I1 by I2 is equal to R2 by R1, inverse ratio of their resistances. And again this can be extended for many number of resistors there. We can also express this as I1 is to I2 is to and so on for is to In. If n number of resistors are there, for example in parallel combination there. So then 1 by R1 is to 1 by R2 is to and so on is to 1 by Rn we can write, right? So if n number of resistors are connected in parallel, the current flowing through each of them, the ratio of current flowing through those resistors we can express like this. And for two resistors we can solve directly like this. I1 by I2 is equal to the reciprocal of ratio of resistances there, R2 by R1 we can write. So that is when resistors are joined in series and parallel. And there will be some simple questions basing on this, you can solve those problems easily. So majorly you need to remember, series combination means same path must be there for the resistor, so that the same current will flowing through them. Only one path will be available, and so that same amount of current is flowing through them. And whereas in parallel means the ends are connected together, so that the potential difference between them will be same. Potential difference across the resistances must be same, so that the resistors are said to be connected in parallel. And here simply suppose if I ask a question like, and you may write that as an X point here. So write that as an X point in this. I think that will become 8 point here. So mention that if a resistance R is divided into n equal parts, resistance R is divided into n equal parts, and all those parts are connected in parallel. All those parts are connected in parallel. Then effective resistance of the combination is given by. Effective resistance of the combination is given by. Right? So that means now a resistance of each part. Resistance of each part is, like suppose I am taking this as R1. So this can be written as R by N. Because if you are taking like a wire like this and we are dividing here, we are cutting this wire into n equal parts. So we know that resistance is directly proportional to length. When you are cutting the wire, then length of the wire decreases and thereby resistance of the wire also decreases. So we are reducing the length to n parts, and so that resistance also decreases by n parts. So that the resistance of the each part will be R by N you will get, right? Now the given condition is all such a parts are connected in parallel. And just now we mentioned a point here, when n identical resistors are connected in parallel, the effective resistance will become R by N, right? And so here the effective resistance I can write this as R effective is equal to, here each resistance is for example R1, R1, R1 and so on. Then effective resistance value will be R1 by N. Got it? Because such a n R1s are connected in parallel. And so that effective resistance will be R by N. R1 by N. then R1 means you can substitute this value here, R by n, and therefore I can say that the effective resistance is given by R by n square. So that is effective resistance in such a combination there. When you are dividing the resistance into n identical parts, and if they are connecting them in parallel, right? So like that, you need to remember that point. When n identical resistors are connected, resistance will become R by n times there. And next year there will be some simple problems basing on this, and let us write those problems let us write those problems here. Two resistors having lengths L and 2L, let us take this as L1 and L2, then you will get a general formula. Having lengths L1 and L2, comma, resistivities rho 1 and rho 2 respectively, are connected in series, then find effective resistivity of the combination, of this combination. So we know when two resistors are joined, then we can write this as R1 plus R. And we also know the formula for the resistance in terms of the length and resistivity. So in bracket they are mentioned in the problem itself, the area of cross section of resistors is same. So then we can substitute this R is equal to rho L by A formula here. And so this is effective here. So I can write this as rho effective into effective length, because here when they are joined in series, the length also will changes here, but area of cross section will remain same. And this value will be rho 1 into L1 by A plus this is rho 2 into L2 by A, right? And from this this A value we can cancel here. This rho effective is equal to rho 1 L1 plus rho 2 L2 by this L effective. That L effective value is nothing but the effective length we need to write here. That effective length is nothing but L1 plus L2. Therefore, this effective value resistivity will be equal to rho 1 L1 plus rho 2 L2 by L1 plus L2. So this is the effective resistivity of this combination here, right? If for example, if you are taking the condition like if L1 is equal to L2, if both are having the same length, two identical resistors if they are joined here, then this rho effective value will be equal to rho 1 plus rho 2 by 2, right? That means it is the arithmetic mean of those two resistivity values there. Got it? So that is the general expression for the this is the general expression for the when two resistors are joined together, the effective resistivity of the combination is given like this. And that can be extended for any number of resistors there. Like sometimes they will give some series like rho, 2 rho, 3 rho and so on like that, and the lengths also like L, 2L, 3L, 4L and so on n times. That means n terms. So then you will get a series, and just we need to apply that series formula there correspondingly. And let us solve the same problem when they are joined in parallel, right? So write that problem. Two resistors having a resistivities rho 1 and rho 2, having resistivities rho 1 and rho 2, comma, area of cross sections A1 and A2, A1 and A2 are having same length, sorry, comma, and having same length are joined in parallel, and having same length or joined in parallel. Then find effective resistivity of the combination. Then find effective resistivity of the combination. So then again we know this 1 by R effective is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 when they are joined in parallel, right? And so again let us apply this rho L by A formula. And so then this value I can write this as rho L by A, so that A effective here by this rho effective into L. Here L is same when they are joined in parallel. And so this will be A1 by rho 1 into L plus this is A2 by rho 2 into L. So rho L by A, that A I am writing in numerator. And so that this effective area I can write this as A1 plus A2 by this rho effective is equal to this value will be A1 by rho 1 plus A2 by rho 2. You can take LCM and simplify this. So I can write this as A1 plus A2 by rho effective is equal to rho 1 A2 plus rho 2 A1 by rho 1 into rho 2, right? And therefore I can write this rho effective is equal to, so this is rho 1 rho 2 into A1 plus A2 by rho 1 A2 plus rho 2 A1. So this is general expression here when two resistors are joined in parallel. And so now similarly here if A1 is equal to A2, if I consider here, if those two are identical in dimensions, then the effective resistivity of the combination we can write this as rho effective is equal to rho 1 rho 2, that means 2 rho 1 rho 2 by rho 1 plus rho 2 you will get. It means it is the expression we can express like that, that means A1 is equal to A2, so here 2A you will get, and here A you can cancel there, you can by taking that common. So that means rho effective will be equal to 2 rho 1 rho 2 by rho 1 plus rho 2 you will get, right? So this is the effective resistivity of this combination. And actually this type of calculation we already solved in heat transfer topic. When two rods are joined in series and when two rods are joined in parallel, we calculated their thermal conductivity of this material there. And similarly here instead of this conductivity we are solving this resistivity there. The same problem may be given in terms of conductivity there. Then instead of this, then we need to use this conductivity formula, right? In this expression we need to write that in terms of conductivity as then sigma into or sigma effective into, for example in this expression I am writing here, into A effective by L, because 1 by rho is nothing but our sigma, and similarly here it is sigma 1 into A1 by L plus sigma 2 into A2 by L, and therefore this sigma is equal to sigma effective is equal to sigma 1 A1 plus sigma 2 A2 by A1 plus A2 you will get, right? So like that you can calculate there if they are asking about conductivity. Here I am asking about the resistivity, so that you will get a resistivity expression like this. Now this is the effective conductivity of this material. Similarly in series combination also you can calculate either effective conductivity or effective resistivity of these materials you can calculate. And based on the series and parallel combinations there will be some simple circuit problems will be there, finding the effective resistance of the combination or potential difference across the particular combination or current flowing through the particular resistor. So those type of problems I will explain in the next class, right? So thank you.